Obviously, we had our trip down to Florida Atlantic, Florida International this past week, and while we saw some good things, we're still searching for offensive consistency, and that's something that we've got to improve on as far as get our ball movement, player movement. We need to be a lot more efficient offensively, and guys got to make shots, and that's a big thing that sometimes we have a tendency to stand around and watch John play a little bit, and we've got to get better ball, like I said, better ball movement, better player movement. Thought we defended pretty well. We defended and rebounded the basketball for the most part, but at Florida Atlantic got off to a better start than we did at Florida International. Dug ourselves a hole at Florida International and had to play from behind and cut the lead back down to 8 there in the second half, but just didn't have enough to overcome that. For us moving forward, we spent a lot of time, since we have this week off, we don't play again until Saturday against Old Dominion. A lot of time really examining our offense and finding ways that we can incorporate other people, whether it's inside touches or a little bit more of a continuity offense to try to get more bodies moving. And so we're not standing and watching as much, trying to create a little bit more flow, a little bit more fluidity with our offense. Well, and I guess obviously when you're home, it does make a big difference. And last year, for us in here, it became a really competitive game. Of course, a couple people were ejected at halftime, and we lost Andrew and lost Hook at halftime last year, and still were able to win that game. So the guys showed up with a lot of heart last year in that game. And Old Dominion is a tough place to play. It was especially a tough place for us to play our first conference game. Obviously coming up through the transition and not knowing what to expect as far as playing a conference game, and we learned a hard lesson up there in that first one. So hopefully that'll be a motivator for us as we play this second one in here Saturday. They're a very good team. They're in first place in our league, the best rebounding team in the league, and one of the best defensive teams in the league. So our work will be cut out for us, but I think our guys will be up to the challenge. I think they continue to be anxious to atone for games they don't play so well in, and we learned a lot from these last two games, and I think we'll take those lessons and hopefully build towards this one on Saturday. Well, I thought they did a good job last time, and of course everybody is sending a couple guys at him, either whether they're running at him early or they're doubling him off ball screens, and the big challenge for John is to raise everyone else's level. Great players can raise everybody's level around them, and that's what we've got to do. But it's up to him to make sure he knows when to deliver passes. He's got to deliver strikes on target, make sure he puts people in positions where they can be successful, not just throwing them the ball, but delivering passes where they can make a play with it. And there's a big difference in just passing it or setting people up. He's got to be able to set people up for points, and that's the next challenge of being a great point guard. Is not only he can score the basketball when he wants to, but he's got to be able to set teammates up. So once he draws two, he's got to be able to find the right one and put him in position to be successful. Well, I think a big thing for him, like you said, he missed the entire practice week last week, and we've got him back 100% healthy now, and he rebounds the ball for us inside. And he had, I know double-figure rebounds against Marshall and Western Kentucky, and that's something he's certainly going to have to do against Old Dominion. They rebound the ball really well. Trey Porter and Stiff both rebound the ball exceptionally well. Their guards rebound the ball well too. So it's going to be imperative that we have Jalen, Milos, Najee, Bryant, all those guys helping us on the glass. As we defend against Old Dominion. They're good on both ends of the floor on the glass too, on the offensive end and the defensive end. So Jalen's body is going to be huge for us. He's got to make sure he stays out of foul trouble, which he's done a good job of doing here as he's continued to learn to move his feet and not defend with his hands as much or his arms as much, and use his physical size, to position inside. But his competition level we can never question. He plays extremely hard, and he's working to get the most out of his ability. Ryan's a good shooter, and he's got to play with confidence. He's got to be confident out on the floor. He's got to be more efficient as well. He scored 15 on 14 shots, so he's got to be more efficient. He hit 4 threes for us down there, we count on him to be a shot maker, and that's what he's got to be for us. And he's a good distributor. Makes pretty good decisions with the basketball, and he works hard on both ends of the floor. The thing he's got to be able to do for us is, he's got to be able to knock down open shots, and that's his forte. And that's something we'll need him, to help stretch the floor for us a little bit, because it enables us to get the ball inside when we have to come out and respect our shooters. And that's one thing we haven't done as well this year is shoot threes. And so we need him to be more efficient there. And John and Austin, some of those guys have to really look to find him in areas where he can be successful. It's good. There's good news and bad news. The good news is that we have 5 home games in this stretch, but the bad news is it's against the top 5 teams in the league. So it'll be challenging, but that's a good thing. And that's who we want to play against. That's who we got to beat to get better. And when we took over, we've played 10 of our 12 games have been on the road. And it's been wearing on some guys. It's difficult to go on the road and play. It's very taxing. It's emotionally draining. It's physically draining, and it's just not easy. So to be able to come home and be able to rest in your own bed and have a little bit more of a common structure that you're used to for home venues here at Halton, then we're going to be able to take advantage of that. So it's going to be, like I said, having Old Dominion, UAB, and Middle, all three very good teams here at home, offer a great challenge for us. But at the same time, you're right, it's good to be home. It'll be good to have someone cheering for you instead of against you for the most part in here on Saturday. So the guys are looking forward to being back home. Had a spirited practice today. Look to have 3 more here coming up and get ourselves jacked up again for Saturday.